Hi, and welcome to Lippy Presents Ghost News Network. Today is our paranormal news and discussion. Tom, you've got our topic for us. What are we talking about?
So, the topic I have is about something called the Chronovisor, which is a device used by the Vatican to look into the future and the past, allegedly. So it's a device that was created back in the 50s that they claim, based on how it was made. By looking through this thing, you can either go back in time and see events that have happened in the past and actually capture them, like photographically, or more vaguely, you can look into the future, but with less documentation on that.
Less detailing, yeah.
So, what do we think? Is
So
this thing possible?
My question is, so it's like a visor you put on your head. What is that, a dial you turn back? Hey, I want to go back 3,000 years ago. You turn it, you go back, I want to go. How does it work?
I mean, it says there's dials and levers and diodes, so I mean, there's
levers.
There's no.
I mean, it was built in the 1950s, so obviously there'd be levels.
There's no. I haven't seen it.
It looks just like a tennis visor.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding.
I imagine it looks like an Oculus Rift, like those 3D gaming things. That's what I'm guessing.
So, alright. Does it work? Or did it work? Quotes.
Well, they claim it does, and there's one of the priests actually wrote before he died that he basically swore that he used this thing. He is saying for sure that it did work. He believes in it, and took a bunch of the secrets of it to the grave with him. So, according to at least one Vatican priest, yes.
So it worked.
And the thing
But he didn't talk about it.
They said that it was used. Someone went back and actually witnessed the death of Christ and supposedly photographed it. And, brought back a photograph.
Okay.
The thing that I find the most interesting about this whole topic is that in 1988, the Vatican actually made a statement saying that anybody using this type of technology or access to it would become excommunicated. Like, why would you come out and say that if you're trying to keep it hidden? Like, it's very odd.
I mean...
Or if it's bullshit,
I have a hard time believing it. Because, for you to go back in time, there's gotta be... It's almost like it's a time machine, basically. That's what it is. But I guess it's not
a Viewmaster time machine.
It's not putting you in that time period. It's just putting the visual aspect of it.
It sounds like the device. It sounds like the device is taking the energy of the area that supposedly is imprinted in the ground and using that to kind of reconstruct what happened. I mean, that's kind of how it sounds.
You have to be with the device in that area.
In that area, that's what I was just
You would
gonna
think,
ask.
yeah.
Because that, not that I want to say it makes sense, but it would
makes
make
more
sense.
sense.
Like, you're in a place with that energy, that's how residual haunts potentially happen.
Right.
So then you're using the energy to manipulate something in the thing and create a picture. That would kind of possibly make sense.
I get that aspect if you're on location, and that I can see. I can't see I put this thing on in this office here, and damn, I can go see the
Pompeii or something.
the pump. Right. No.
I don't get the whole
I
turn
can
a
see-
dial
I
to go to
don't
3,000
think they
BC or
specify.
something.
My question though is, still even so, you're on location. You gotta turn this dial back to something. There's gotta be some year or some type of when did you go too far? And you go 65 million years ago. And
Dinosaurs coming.
I don't know. And the furthest thing we're back is the crucifixion of Jesus Christ. What about when Earth was created? When you want to go how about God? How about that one? I'm just saying,
One interesting aspect is the stuff that they cited was a lot of biblical events that they're saying that they
sure it is. They're priests.
Right.
No shit.
So for that alone,
Okay.
I don't think it's any secret that the church spends a lot of time trying to convince people that the gospel is real.
So here's my theory on that. Okay, so you already have the Bible is written. So all these guys study it, hundreds and thousands of years, of history. Now, that's in their head. So then they put this device on that has electromagnetic fields, and they're talking about diodes and crystals. The brain is an amazing thing. We know about 10% of what it can do. So the other 90% is just there. Who's to say this thing doesn't, you put this on and it doesn't interact with something in your brain to have like a hallucination of things that, thought processes of stuff that's in your head already. And that's all it is.
And things that you know very well from your studies.
Right. There's a reason why they're not going back and seeing dinosaurs and they're seeing Jesus. You know, you give that to somebody else and they're going to see something else. And you give it to somebody else and they're going to see something else. So,
Guys, this is Batman Forever.
I mean, I personally don't. I have a very hard time believing that they actually went back.
I don't know if they.
And, I don't know.
I don't know if they succeeded. I'm not willing to say whether or not this device works. I do believe they tried though. I believe they
doubt
tried
that they
something.
tried. I think that they got experiences. I just don't think the experiences are what they
think they are. Right.
I think that it's reading brain matter that, like I said, we just can't comprehend it.
Because we're always trying to figure out ways to peer the veil and go back in time, or create cloaking devices. You start talking about
And nobody went to the future. They don't talk about future events. It's
no,
all
that's
past
very
events.
vague. Yeah.
It's all past events. So, once again, it's stuff that these guys are studying throughout
They
their
have
entire
preconceived
life.
notions of.
Of
Yeah.
course they're gonna see
Yeah.
that.
My thoughts on it would be like what you were saying about the future.
Right.
If in the 50s when they made this, if you want to prove that it's real, you look forward in time and then you write in that time period in 2016, this will happen. And then in 2016 when that happens, you go, aha! Maybe they're still sitting on that. We're still waiting for that day.
I mean, maybe not that far ahead. Maybe go 5 years ahead so you can live long enough to prove it.
and then the other thing with it too is like what you said in the 80s when they made it where no one can touch this. You're excommunicated if you even think about touching it. In my mind, that is them covering their ass because the guys who were involved with this were well respected. So you don't want to then be like, oh, Father so-and-so actually is a
piece of shit,
lying moron. So, sorry, no one touch this or talk about it or think about it. We're just going to move on.
I'd be surprised about that either.
Catholic is,
Got real good
issues.
They really got some cover-ups going on.
I personally think that it's just something that reads brainwaves and just, bam, that's what happens.
That makes the most sense.
Logically,
But I definitely think they built this thing, though. They tried. They definitely tried, yeah. Oh, I don't know. It's definitely an interesting topic.
Anybody else have any comments on this one?
I think it's suspicious that if you discover this equipment that works and you find all these things, that you would take all of your secrets to the grave. Like, if I figured out a new method to do something, I'd be like, guys, look what I did. Like, I would.
Maybe you wouldn't get that chance because your email would be intercepted by somebody.
Yes and no, because say if it did go into the future and it did find itself in the wrong hands, it's not going to be used for the right things. You're going to have it fall into government hands, and what they're going to do is they're going to look at the insight of, hey, what's Russia doing, and hey, what's China doing, and how can we get a step ahead of them, or you fall into some gambler's hands, and it's like, oh, we won the World Series next year, awesome. Yeah. Here's $5 billion I'm going to bet, and then you're going to win. It's never going to come out to good. It's always going to fall into that wrong person's hands, and it's always
everyone's the wrong person.
Exactly. That's why, honestly, if it was me and I did actually do it, I'd take it to the grave too. Fuck human race, because you're going to use it for the wrong thing anyway.
That's basically what this one priest said.
And I could see that.
They're saying it was either dismantled or it's buried somewhere beneath the Vatican, because he was afraid that they specifically said that it fell into like a dictator's hands.
It doesn't even a dictator's hands. Just anybody. It's not.
Joe Schmo could very easily
be
become the dictator.
It's just not.
One of the theories about it too is that the church actually uses the device to maintain their power and authority. So it is a little darker side where it is in their hands and they are using it to sort of keep Catholic Church sort of good. But I think they would probably use it a little better.
That's how they do all the cover-ups.
don't know, they're the world's largest landowner, so they could have looked at some real estate deals.
I think if they really had it spot on.
Straight up Gene Hackman, Lex Luthor deals going on in the Vatican.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Alright guys, what do you think about this topic? It's definitely interesting. Let us know in the comment section below. And you can follow our videos by giving us a like, share, or you can subscribe. You can also click the little notification bell to know when all of our content is being uploaded to YouTube. So thank you guys very much for joining us on this latest edition of Ghost News Network. Until next time, take care guys.